name is Meridian Grace, and I'm here today with Olivia, and we're going to be talking to you a little bit about an issue that is dear to my heart. It's an issue I've dealt with a lot as a woman, and an issue that many of you may be concerned about, and it has to do with weight loss. And what we'd like to do is dispel some of those ideas that are out there, all of the marketing hype around weight, and see if we can help you to come to a deeper understanding about the wisdom and brilliance of your own bodies, the emotions that can be underneath why our bodies would want to hold on to weight no matter what you do, and also the biochemical individuality that is such an important part of helping us to actually be able to lose weight in a way that supports our health, that what we end up doing is losing fat, not muscle, and actually become healthier in the process rather than de-nourishing ourselves and leaving ourselves in real trouble because we haven't given ourselves the nourishment and the calories that we need to be able to function a full, healthy, happy life. So that's kind of a quick little rundown of what I'd like to talk about today. And I'd like to start out with the idea first that there are specific things that have happened to us in the past that might predispose us to carrying extra weight. And I'm going to mention a protocol or a whole system of understanding our bodies called recall healing. And you can go online if you'd like to YouTube and look at the word recall healing and look up the name Gilbert Renaud, which is actually spelled like Gilbert Renaud, Gilbert, and the last name Renaud. And Gilbert speaks there about the whole arena of recall healing, and he does some really beautiful talks on specific illnesses. But in recall healing, we look not only at illnesses, we can look at conditions and compensation patterns that our body has made up. So if some of you are like me, you might have found that no matter what you did, you just couldn't lose weight. I used to be over 200 pounds, and it was for about 17 years. And it was the craziest experience I ever had. Because, I mean, people would just say, Meridian, this doesn't make any sense. I had friends who I ran into years later. They didn't know it was me, and we talked, and when they spoke about me, they talked about this crazy lady who lived in a teepee and only ate an apple or two a day, which wasn't quite true, but not too far from the truth. And I was still a big girl. You know, I was weighing 200 pounds. So it's that kind of craziness that happens to some of us, and there are many reasons that that can happen. So on the psycho-spiritual side of things, fear of abandonment, especially during the time when our parents were carrying us in the womb, can be a primary issue around the need for the body to carry more weight, to protect ourselves from the pain of being abandoned. And also the issue of overeating can oftentimes be a way to numb ourselves from the pain of life. And if we eat too much, you kind of notice that you get numbed down, and it's almost like a barbiturate in a way. I mean, it makes you feel tired and blah, and you don't feel as much, and you also want to go to sleep. And wanting to go to sleep, actually, after you eat is a pretty good sign that you may actually have insulin resistance or blood sugar issues. And those blood sugar issues and insulin issues, which we're not going to get into today, it's way too complex, is one of the primary reasons that women put weight on. It is when they have unhealthy levels of insulin. it's called insulin resistance. And diabetes is also another reason when it's type 2. So anyway, abandonment issues and just closing down, not wanting to experience some things that are going on in life is one big reason that women will either overeat or try and create more of a boundary for themselves, a bigger armoring against the world. The other one that's really interesting to me is that babies, women who, when they were when they were first born, were either preemies or for some reason were put into incubators, and they were low weight as babies, and in order to get out of the incubator, they had to gain weight. They had to get bigger. And so they were unconsciously programmed from the time they were first born to want to be bigger in order to be safe. It's pretty interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. And then some women who have that like extra 10 pounds on that they just can't get off, or 20 pounds on that they can't get off, has to do with having a miscarriage or a stillborn. And so they had that weight of that baby in their body, and they're trying to unconsciously carry the baby with them. And when those things are understood, then the body, no longer the brain, the autonomic nervous system in the brain that's trying to protect us all the time, the only way it can communicate is through the body itself. So it creates metaphors through the body. And so in this case, the metaphor in the body is carrying extra weight. It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
So, that is a solution for many women where you don't even have to change what you're doing in the outer world. You just find that when you are willing to do some of the work of exploring in yourself what is the cause of your weight issues, you can actually start losing the weight. So we do sessions in the office to help people get in touch with these sorts of things. And we use a timeline, and we use recommendations for people to talk with their mothers and fathers or people who were present at their birth to find out exactly what took place during the birth, if there was anesthesia, things like that going on. And all these things really help us to understand our unconscious patterns and why we might be doing some of the things that might be contributing to carrying excess weight. There's a lot more than that, but that gives you a quick little idea.
Yeah.
And boy, that incubator thing is huge. When women find out that they were actually preemies and they were in an incubator and they're carrying extra weight, oftentimes just that awareness alone, they just start dropping weight. And, in 6 months to a year, they're down to a normal, healthy weight again. So it's really profound how our bodies are